Hello friends, I've been street bike riding for over 40 years and I'm not new to the muscle cruiser arena. I did a custom Honda VTX 1800 240 tire conversion and sometime later did some extensive modifications to a Harley rocker, which led me to arguably the best all-around muscle cruiser I ever had, which was a Ducati Diavel. After having that Diavel 5 years, I decided to sell it and start searching for my next cool street bike. I created a list of must-haves which included electronic cruise control, shaft drive, big power, a low seat height, and I also hoped it would have a single-sided swing arm, fat rear tire, factory heated grips, and a host of modern electronic goodies. All of this narrowed my search to the only bike to check all of those boxes, the Triumph Rocket 3, and so began my trek to get one and trick it out. As I get started, be aware that I have photos, links, prices, and more on all of this stuff hosted on our website, and you can find a link to our site down in the details section of this video. As I switch or add anything to this bike, the website will show those updates. Now let's get started. Prior to modifying my bikes, I usually create Photoshop prototypes that help give me an idea of what I plan on shooting for. Within minutes of the bike arriving to my garage, I removed the rear mud flap, which was a no-cost way to quickly improve the looks. Usually I do some kind of fender eliminator license plate relocator action, but this time I decided to keep the factory trestle plate and signal holder. Next, I removed the OEM mirrors and replaced them with CRG mirrors that I used to have on my Diavel. I love my Fobo tire pressure monitoring system. Among the many benefits, while my bike was at the dealership over 1.5 hours away, I was able to check my tire pressure to make sure they would be good to go when I got there. I nearly always ride with a headset on, and it's nice to know that I would get an audible message if either of my tires get too low or too high. I saw TredWear tire letters online a couple of years back and have been waiting for a project to try these adhesive raised rubber letters on. The installation is tedious, and if you want to do it right, requires a significant time investment. The trick is to use enough glue to get them stuck while not using too much or they would seep outside the edges. After a couple of days, we checked every letter and added adhesive with a toothpick until all were set. I suspect viewers will either like or hate the look, but I like them, and surprisingly to me, I get more comments about them than any other thing I did. And at the end of the day, this single option made my bike different than others, which is good by me. When I buy a bike, one of the first places I look is Competition Werkes to see if they make an exhaust for it. I really like how their design doesn't get in front of the viewport of the single-sided swing arm, so the beauty of the wheel can be on full display. I ordered their black setup, and within a couple of weeks it was delivered. I was able to remove that bulky cat converter and get the added noise that this monster was needing. When picking which model to get, the biggest quandary I had was the foot position. And when I learned I could order the R-mid position controls for the GT, it was a no-brainer for me. The biggest challenges in this installation was lifting the bike in the right location to remove the kickstand, and then to swap and bleed the rear brake line. In my opinion, switching the controls is the best improvement that could be made to the GT. The riding position makes it much easier when I'm taking off from a stop, going slow in parking lots, going over bumps, turning on and off cambers like when leaving gas stations with steep exits, and it improves my control during more aggressive cornering. I mounted mine in the higher position to avoid scraping them and allow for more aggressive riding. I don't want to make it sound like I hated the forward controls. I like them when I want to stretch and I'm not doing any of the things I just stated. I pondered trying to keep the factory forward pegs installed with the mid controls, but that wouldn't work, so I'm opting to put highway pegs on when I find them. Check back on the site to see what I find for that. I can't say that I find panniers to improve the looks of a bike, but with virtually no storage on the Rocket, it's nice to have this option in the event I'm wanting to switch out apparel for temp changes, store snacks, pack camera equipment, or go overnight. These OEM panniers have an odd but efficient zipper lock, but fortunately they have a very nice OEM matching key lock for mounting and unmounting. A lot of the reviews I found had owners constantly complimenting the Rocket's quick shift option, but I was already not using the clutch for upshifts after second gear, so wasn't sure if it would benefit me much. But I was wrong. This option is as cool as everybody said and works amazing. Imagine the little smile you already get when you twist the throttle, even getting better with throttle pin shifting. It requires the quick shifter and a specific Triumph lever pedal that has a different adapter than the original OEM pedal. You don't have to hold the throttle wide open, you simply hold it in the same position and shift without the clutch. And because of that, I find myself using it way more than I thought I would. The Bluetooth connectivity module displays and allows edits to a variety of things like phone, music, and navigation. When your phone rings, you can look at your dash to view info from your contacts to help determine if you want to take the call. It's also nice to be able to see related music info, and it's easy to change the track without having to reach for my helmet. The biggest negative comment has been about the difficulty in getting the correct connection order for the bike's toggle to adjust the volume affecting the headset. My KTM Adventure bike has much easier controls and display and handles multiple devices without having to think about it. Hopefully Triumph will continue to improve this option going forward. Lamonster Garage has created an OEM quality option for a ram mount ball in front of the dash. I flipped the ball to the bottom so I could move my TomTom rider to a nicer location. My TomTom rider nav is a bit redundant since I have the Bluetooth that can nav from my phone, but I get a better view of it and it gives me an accurate speed. Plus, it's made for motorcycles, making it easier to use the touchscreen while wearing gloves. The Rocket 3 comes with an auxiliary mount bracket and a plugged wire in your bike, but you have to pay extra for their aux plug-in that provides non-ignition power and charging. And I like how I no longer have a battery tender cord hanging out of the side of my bike. Tank pads offer a method of helping you get better grip on the bike with your legs. These OEM pads are shaped perfectly, although they're pretty spendy. I couldn't bring myself to put one of those big old fairing type windscreens on this bike. As I get older, I noticed I care less about looks, but not today. I chose a Power Bronze tinted sport screen. Notice how the contour matches the shape of the dash perfectly. I think this should have been OEM. So there it is. Check my website for latest updates, and I may put out another video that directly compares it to the Diavel. But in the meantime, hopefully this will help you to get started prioritizing your Rocket 3 upgrade list. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.